I'll do the recording for you.
And then you'll just send me through the feedback thing.
Yeah, I'll do the feedback for you. So guys, just very important that you watch this part because this is how you should be doing the role plays in the beginning as well. So what we do is Rani will introduce his full name, um, introduce the topic, the unit, and then display ID, and then we'll start.
Do you want me to get me ID?
Yeah, just for so the guys can see how we do how role plays are to be done.
Give me 2 secs.
Now these instructions are not in the role play instructions, unfortunately. But if you do send your assessment in and you haven't done the introduction, it'll get sent back to you, and they'll ask you to do a short 1 minute video, um, saying your full name, unit task, explain the unit, and displaying ID. We do this because obviously it's a digital platform, and we've got to make sure it's the learner that's enrolled doing the role plays as well for our assessment purposes. All right. When you're ready, Rani, we'll start
Yep.
with Diane. You just want to kick off?
Give me 1 sec. Just gonna set some shit up. Someone's got their camera on still. Oh, a lot of people do.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Go
All
for
right.
it.
Hey, g'day guys. My name's Rani, and today I'm completing a role play from CHCDFV001. Recognise and respond appropriately to domestic and family violence. This is task 3 of 3. There's 3 role plays in this unit. The first one is completed by myself playing the part of Michelle. Um, yeah, so here's my ID, and yeah, we'll get started.
Okay.
Uh, G'day, Diana. Diane? How are you today?
Um, Not too good, Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to, I guess, dive into that a little bit more and let me know what's going on for you?
Um, so yeah, my husband, Sam, and I have been together for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Um, Sam has a strong personality. I guess he's full of passion and he's very motivated person.
Okay.
And that's why we fell in love in the beginning. That's what I love about him still, I guess. But um, he's just always been emotionally abusive towards me. At first, I didn't realize what was happening and considered his comments to be, like a joke, I guess, or playful.
Yeah.
But after a few years, I realized that he was putting me down and trying to control me emotionally.
Okay.
So when I finally realized what was happening, worked up the courage to speak up for myself or
Hmm.
stand against. Then he became enraged,
Okay.
and I had to leave and spend a few days with a friend to have some space between us.
Okay. I can only imagine how scary that may have been for you during that time. I did notice when you walked in, you have some bruising on your arms and on your legs. I guess I'm just wondering if is that a result from Sam, or I just want to make sure that you're safe. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah,
okay.
yeah. This is why I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that you've also got 2 children with Sam. Are they
Yes.
are they safe at the moment?
They are. Yeah, they are
Okay.
safe at the moment.
Yeah,
They're staying with my sister and her family
beautiful.
in another town. I believe they are safe there. It's good that they are out of the house, of course, and they don't have to witness their dad being violent towards
Mhm.
me.
Yeah, that's
Um,
good.
yeah.
I guess you're here for some support. So I guess my next question is like, what sort of support um, would you be looking for in what areas sort of could I assist? Because I guess my role here at First Access is a support worker. So I'm here to make referrals, you know, liaise with third party organisations in regards to clients' needs and what they need in regards to support. So yeah,
Okay.
what do you think that? How do you think that I could help you? With your support.
Look, I'm pretty banged up, as you can see, so maybe seeing a doctor
Yeah.
good first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
definitely make some referrals. We actually do have a GP that we use here, and
Okay.
his name his name is um, sorry.
Dr. Fitzroy, was it?
Yeah, sorry, it's Dr. Fitzroy. And he's had plenty of referrals sent to him from us here at First Access, so he sort of knows the kind of clients that we are usually refer to him. So he's well aware of client confidentiality and how important that is to uphold.
Awesome.
So are we here at First Access. We everything that we talk about is obviously confidential and only stays between you and I unless I feel like there's an immediate risk of danger to yourself or to others. Then I have a duty of care to report that. But apart from that, everything that we discuss and even and it goes far beyond that. It goes to the services that I potentially can link you up with. That's all confidential as well. Like that doesn't get talked about to anyone else.
Awesome.
I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's that referral to the doctor is probably a better option because I don't want to see my family doctor in case my
Yeah,
husband finds out.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, please, if I can get that doctor referral.
Hmm.
So um, I would like to also know more about my options and if these could put a risk to my safety or my children. I don't want to put my kids in any risk. So
Hmm.
you did say all the referrals are confidential. No one will find out about them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
what else do you think I could do?
so yeah, there's it just depends on what you're after, I guess. I can recommend you to there's women's shelters if you were unsafe. I can also offer a safety plan that we can work on, and that sort of just entails you and I. We can either do it, at the end of this session, or we can do it in the next session. But it sort of just entails you and I getting together and just going over some different things in regards to what you might what it your safety, as in if you're in a crisis situation. So it might have an emergency contact, whether you feel comfortable sort of calling the police. And if you don't, then, what sort of support could we offer you so you do feel confident to be able to call the police if you needed to. It also just has in there about, support networks around you, whether there's someone that you can trust and call if you need to do that. Also, just around you know where the children where your children might go. I know you said that they're at your families at the moment, and I think that's a great idea, given the circumstances. So it just has that. There's communication, there's transport we can work on, just on if you were in a situation that was unsafe,
Yeah.
uh, and we can work on how you would get to that that safe place if need be. And I think a go bag would be pretty handy in times of need if you do need to escape violence, domestic violence or not, or whatever the situation is. I think having a go bag just packed and ready, so you've got the essentials and got what you need to get away in times of in times of
Yeah.
crisis.
So is that what you're talking about, the safety plan?
That's the safety plan I can offer. We can work on.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome. Well, we can start doing that today, or if you need to, make another appointment, then that's
Yeah.
also fine. And like I said, there's accommodation if you needed to seek shelter. There's women's refuges around the area that we can look at, linking you up with if you need that. But at the end of the day, everything that you come in here and we discuss, it's all your choice. I'm just here to sort of give you the options and the information that you may need in if you need if you need to escape, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think that's uh, probably about all today. But yeah, if you need to contact me, you've got my number, and if you need to make an appointment, then you're more than welcome to come back. And also, yeah, I guess I can just offer you the support of the women's shelter, etc. And if you
Yeah.
do need to make a quick getaway, then they're always there. There's hotlines. There's plenty of support out there that I can give you the information for. And also, just going back on the doctor, I will need to get you to sign a consent form just for me to release information to the doctor, and then I can make up that referral and pass that on, and then you'll be able to link up with him, and hopefully we'll get you sorted.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So we'll book in another one and we'll discuss the safety plan.
Yeah, we can do the safety plan. That sounds good to me. And I think we also yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing you in the next appointment. And yeah,
Thank you so much. See you next time.
no worries. Thanks.
All right. All right. Well done, mate.
That was not good.
No, that was good. There was nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right.
Just give me 2 secs.
You're all right, mate. All right. Now we're doing Priyanka.
How would I attack this?
How would you, sorry?
How would I attack? Like, how would I? Because this one's pretty This one's pretty heavy in content.
Yeah. Just ask me open-ended questions.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that? They're who, what, why, when.
Like, why you're here, what's going on,
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, let's go.
Do you want me to introduce it again?
No. Just
No.
we're doing Priyanka now.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
just briefly explain it so everyone else can see where we're at.
Okay, go.
1 second. Let me get this up here. So now we're up to Priyanka, guys. So she's a woman of South Indian descent. She's been in Australia with her husband for 12 years. She doesn't work. She does not work as her husband doesn't let her. Her husband has an executive level position at a bank, often works late and sometimes travels for work. So sounds like a fucking dickhead. So Priyanka feels lonely and sometimes disappointed because she has not been able to have children, and all her peers already have high school age children, despite being well liked by many people in her community. So he doesn't let her mix with the community. She is emotionally abusive, financially abusive. She's got one contact person, which is Jasmine, her auntie, which will come in conversation. She's depressed at the moment. She's had suicidal thoughts in the past.
Should I, with that, should I, I know it doesn't say about it, but should you recommend a suicide safety plan or?
You can,
Okay.
no problem with that.
Okay.
No problem. All right, let's go.
All right. Oh, what's her name? Sorry. Priyanka. Ah.
So I think before we start, this might be. So you know her already.
Yeah, she's been seeing
Yeah.
me for several months.
Yeah.
We have a
Perfect.
good rapport build up. Oh, so,
Excellent.
all right. Good afternoon, Priyanka. How are you this afternoon?
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for seeing me again. It's been a hard week, I guess,
Okay.
but I'm doing a little bit better, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear. What's been going on for you?
Well, my husband is away on a work trip at the moment.
Hmm.
Before he left, he was doing his normal things like shouting and all
Hmm.
that. He blamed me. He pretty much blames me for everything,
Yeah.
even for having him working so many hours, just working so much. He said I was pathetic and useless. So,
How does that make you feel in that moment?
um, not good. Obviously, it doesn't want to make anyone feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you think that you get used to it when someone abuses you for so many years and uses the same words, but it feels like it hurts more every time he says it
Yeah.
when he's that abusive towards me.
Yeah. And I think that's you pretty much said it there. No one's sort of gonna get used to being spoken down to like that. But yeah, I think what's the next steps for us moving forward, or for you
Well,
moving forward? Do you think?
yeah, well, I've been thinking a lot about what it will be like to live on my own and away
Yeah.
from him.
Yeah.
But I just feel some days, sometimes I have that thought, but some days I feel really low. It's very hard not to have anyone to talk to, or, just pretty much one person to talk to. I feel like I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I'm educated, but I can't work, which adds to my stress,
Yeah.
because he won't let me.
Okay.
And I feel shamed when other women in my community ask me why I'm not doing anything in my life.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think I think that shows a lot of resilience that you have, and a lot of commitment that you show as well, that even though through all this diversity and all this stuff you've got going on in your home life, you're still willing to stick by your husband, even though he might be horrible sometimes. Or I think that shows a lot of strength and courage. But I also think that it's leading to you with these feelings of depression, these thoughts, or the feelings that you've been having of the suicidal thoughts,
Yeah.
and I think that needs to be addressed. Um, I don't know. You might be able to shed some light on what is actually been going on for you, but there's definitely some avenues that we can look at going down to try and curve that.
Yeah. So I've had suicidal thoughts like we've spoken about in the past.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, I haven't had them thoughts. I'm okay at the moment. I don't want to hurt myself or anything like that.
Okay, that's good.
Um, you did mention to me a while back. I can't remember if it was called the safety plan or something
Yeah.
like that that we could do.
Yeah, we
So
can definitely do.
can you just explain that to me a little bit?
Yeah,
What
sure.
that
So
is?
a safety plan is pretty much just a plan that we put in place with clients that are in crisis situations, domestic violence situations, and it's just a plan in regards to whether, if things got tough and your safety wasn't being met and you felt unsafe, then it's just a plan that you can go back to, that we can create, and it just goes over, an emergent, pretty much has an emergency contact in there, that you can contact if you're unsafe. Just whether or not you feel comfortable calling the police, what your support network sort of looks like, and who you can sort of trust, in times of a crisis, if that was to come to. And it also just goes over, transport, accommodation, where you might go, if you needed a place to go, quickly. And it sort of just recommends, people that do these plans. It sort of recommends that you create a go bag, which is, just essentials that you might need, documents, passports, marriage certificates, all these types of things that you might need if you need to get out quick. And I think, medication, all that sort of, if you are on medication, all these things, we can put in this safety plan. And then that's just like a checklist, really, that you can follow if you need to, get yourself out of an unsafe, situation quickly. How do you feel? How do you feel about, we can do one of them if you feel like you
Yeah, yeah.
might need
Well,
one?
I've been speaking to my auntie,
Yep.
Jasmine, and
Yep.
she's been pushing me to keep coming here and also work on that plan. And she really wants me out of the situation I'm in at the moment. So
Okay, that's awesome. Well, she sounds like a trusting, relation that you've got. So that's a good positive. And also, I can't tell you what to do. I can just offer my support. But if you were wanting to leave, the current situation that you're in, there's plenty of accommodation avenues we can go down. There's a place called Orange Door here in Victoria, and that helps, women out of, domestic violence and family violence.
mhm.
They would offer, crisis accommodation where, everything's completely confidential, like it is here. There's no way that your husband would be able to find out where you are. So you would be safe if it got to that point. So that's definitely an option that we can explore if needed.
Yeah,
How do you feel about all
that
that?
sounds really good. Yeah. Look,
Okay, cool.
I just that sounds really good. If you can just give me all that information that I need, and I can just go back to my auntie and we can just read over it together, and
That's
then I'll
fine.
make a decision.
Okay, awesome. That sounds good. Yeah, and if you've got any, excuse me, if you've got any inquiries or, any questions about it, you've got my email and you've got my phone number. So, just give me a call. There's also, you know, if it got to the point, there's also the avenue of getting, going to the police and getting, family violence orders and intervention orders if you needed it.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can sort of steer away from that and just get you into a safer environment, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Awesome. So
much.
yeah, I'll give you all that information before you leave, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No worries. Awesome. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.
All right. Well done, mate.
Fuck me.
All right. So the next one, Oliver. So he's a bit shaken, is he?
Yeah, something about his boyfriend or something.
Yeah. So
So this is the same sort of. Is this? Have I known this guy?
I think so. I think you know him.
It's his second session.
Yeah. So he thinks. So
Is
he's
he?
come in today. He thinks he's being followed by his boyfriend.
Okay.
He's a bit paranoid and so
I'll figure it out.
part A. Let's just make sure
Part A is the
the
info,
email. Yep.
and then the scenario is like 5 lines. It's not a lot, but obviously you read part A, that gives you a bit of a
All right. So I just want to make sure part A isn't the isn't the email before the session.
It
Oh,
is. It is. Email to staff members. Oh yeah, in your first session, Oliver told you about his personal life issues. Okay.
all right. So he's already met you.
Yeah. Okay.
So he comes every Wednesday, 11 o'clock. Um,
All right, I'm ready to go.
yeah, one sec. All right. So he thinks he's been followed with
Yep.
this session here. All right. All right. Let's go.
Right. Good morning, Oliver. How are you this morning, mate?
Oh, can I just go inside your office, please? I just need to sit down somewhere, please.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Come in, come in, come in.
Oh,
What's
gee.
what's going on, man?
I don't know if he's following me or I don't know what he's doing.
Is this
I don't know if Max
Max?
is around. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, let me. You don't. You said you don't know if he's following you,
I
or
don't. I just feel like I can just feel him around. I thought I saw him. I don't know if he came here.
okay. Do you want? I'll grab you. I'll grab you a quick. I'll grab you a glass of water so you can calm down. I can see that you're quite agitated and a bit on edge. So I'll grab you some water and I'll go out and I'll speak to the security guards and I'll get them to just do a walk around and just make sure that that he's not out there and just make sure that you feel safe.
Okay,
All right, sweet. Give me
no
one
worries.
second.
Thank you for that.
No worries. Right. Yeah. So the security guard's going around and
Oh,
he's
thank
not.
you so much.
No, that's fine, mate. He doesn't seem to be out the front. So,
So,
yeah, just I guess just yeah, if you can, I know it might be hard and whatever, but if
yeah.
you want to just tell me what's sort of going on for you this week, because last week we went in, we delved into a little bit of the backstory and
Yeah.
what's been going on for you, but what's been going on the last week?
Well, last week, he took us out. We went to our favorite restaurant, a
Mm-hmm.
Thai restaurant. It was actually pretty good night.
Yeah.
We went back to his place and I stayed over, but the next morning, he just started ignoring me, didn't offer me any coffee, he just told me he had a busy day and rushed me out of the door. He made me feel like useless and invisible.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I could only imagine how crappy that must make you feel.
Yeah.
You're in a relationship, and to be downgraded like that must make you feel, a bit worthless and whatnot.
Mm.
So, I guess what are some things we can do to try and curve this from reoccurring? What do you think
No,
we can
just
do?
every time it gets better, he just does stuff, and then I don't know. Like for example, like a couple of days ago, he invited me back for drinks after work.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just be the two of us, but when I got there, he was already with his mates.
Okay.
They were loud, they were drinking, they none of them acknowledged me. Even Max was ignoring me.
Yeah.
Then one of his friends asked if I was coming with them for dinner, and Max just laughed and said, this little this little guy, he's had enough action for one night,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. And they all laughed, and I was embarrassed, and I just left, So he always, I don't know, sometimes we're good, and then he does things like this, um, to put me down and make me feel like shit.
Yeah. Right. It's not, so it sounds kind of sounds like he's gaslighting you as well and just going out of his way to try and I guess make you, like you said, make you feel like shit. um and that's it's not acceptable, really, is it? I just think there's definitely some things that we can do to, what's your plan? What are you hoping to get out of these sessions moving forward? We can we can work on a counseling plan if that's something that you're still interested in doing it. I know you said last week that you might want to try and work on one of them this week, but yeah, we can definitely get started on one of them today if you needed.
Yeah. So what's I heard about it. What do you actually do with that plan?
So
What's that about?
it's pretty much just a plan around what we are going to aim to get out of the sessions that we do. We can sit here and talk all day about what's been going on for you, but unless there's some actual legwork on moving forward, then it's just going to sort of stay the same. So I feel
Mm.
like if we make this plan, it's all about the people that are going to try, the people that are all, third parties. It's about goal planning. It's about the organisations that we want to sort of link up with to better your situation, and it's just about whether there's any safety reporting issues, services and treatments that might be needed that are beyond my scope. So that means psychiatrists, psychologists, anything that I can't actually offer my help with. That might be referrals to certain people, special needs or requirements, all these types of things. We can just go through that and work on it together and just try and get the most out of our sessions if that's something that you're up for.
Sounds really good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I need to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, sweet. Yeah, also just when he what is your what do you do when these sorts of things happen between you and Max? Do you I guess do you antagonize him, or do you just try and walk away from it?
I just freeze and I don't know what to say most of the time. He tells me to leave and I leave.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good thing that you do leave. It sort of diffuses that situation that you're in.
Mm.
But yeah, I think doing this plan will give you some resources to be able to go back and just go over and you'll be able to go and link up with some different services
Okay.
if you need them. They're just there.
Would would I be able to talk to someone to help me about our relationship?
Yeah, we can definitely get you into some. There's relationship counselors. There's a heap of things that we can put into this plan. It's just all depends on what you sort of want and what, like I said, what you want to get out of this session.
Yeah, I think sessions with just myself and a psychologist or a counselor,
Okay.
just to unpack what's happening first, I think.
Yeah, cool. That's fine. I can like I said, that's a referral job. I'm just a support worker, so
Yeah.
yeah. So with your consent, there would be a few forms that you might have to that you have to sign, just for me to
Awesome.
be able to release information
Yeah.
to the third party organisation. But yeah, I can definitely get you in with some good referrals that I know of, some people, some good psychiatrists, psychologists, also some relationship counselors that we have linked up with before here at First Access. So yeah, there's a few different referrals that I'm more than happy to make up for you, and yeah, you just have to ring up and book an appointment and go from there.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Awesome. No worries. Well, yeah, we'll go over this safety. Yeah, we'll go over this counselling plan, and
Yeah.
then yeah, we can book in another session if you're happy to come back.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. No worries. I'll talk to you later, mate.
Thank you. See you later.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Bye. All right, that's it.
All right, done.
Good job, mate. I don't know why you stress out so much.
Oh, because it just like when I'm talking, I just feel like I'm trying to click through all these. I'm trying to click through these screens to make sure I'm hitting all these.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. But you've done really well, so don't worry about it. I'll send you the assessment feedback.
That's my last role
And that's
play,
your
brother.
last one, mate. Good work. Good
Done.
job. Excellent. Last role play assessment. How many did you do, Rani? How many is there?
I think there's. Well, someone said that there was only 14, but that's definitely not the case. I think there's like 20, like 29. I reckon
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a
Yeah,
lot because
there is a lot.
I've done like 15 outside of class, and
Yeah,
then I did 4 with another educator, and then I reckon I've done 13 with you.
yeah, nice. All
So
right.
there's been a few, yeah.
So do you feel so when I was saying you guys you can turn all your cameras back on now. So do you feel with the role plays, I believe anyway, do you think that's where you do most of your learning when it comes to this qualification?
It does with it depend yeah, it depends on yeah, it is. But like, it's a lot better not not taking it away from any learners and that, but that's why I always put my hand up to do it with you because I just get more out of it doing it with you, but it's just better doing them with students as well,
Yeah,
like in general, like rather than, trying to do them with family and friends that aren't, that I guess don't really not get it, but they're not learning what we're learning. So it's easier for students to be able to connect and hold the conversation, I think.
yeah,
But
awesome.
I think the way that you go about it and do it in class is really good. I think that helps, and I think it helps a lot of the people that are in the rural areas as well because they just
Yeah,
they don't have that
yeah. So we've
network.
got 3 hours, so we might as well use it
Yeah,
to
yeah. Well,
complete the assessments. Yeah.
like before you, I had a couple of other educators, and they sort of just used the whole 3 hours to just. There was no real schedule about the session. It was just pretty mumble jumble, just everyone talking about the unit, but not really following a
Yeah.
baseline sort of thing.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
good.
no,
Yeah. As long as you guys are getting your
yeah,
certificates completed, that's the main thing. That's why you guys are paying all that money. So the goal is to complete every assessment so you can get the qualification.
yeah, that's right.
All right. So what we're going to do now, guys. So I just thought of what we're going to do. So next week, I'm going to cover the written assessments. So assessment 1 and 2, which will give the new guys some time to prepare for the role plays for the last week. All right, so week 3, I'm going to give you guys another opportunity, the ones who haven't done their role plays, give you guys another opportunity to do that role plays at that last session for this unit. Okay, so if you want, start preparing from now. As you can see, it's not that hard. You're just having a conversation with someone and you're just asking open-ended questions, assuring them that they're safe, showing empathy while you're talking to them, and offering them some avenues and options in dealing with their situation. And it's pretty straightforward and common sense, a lot of the referrals. And, with these guys, you're looking at, making a referral to a doctor because of the injuries, maybe a psychologist or a counselor to talk about the domestic violence issues, creating a safety plan. The safety plans is all about having the right numbers, contact people there, having some strategies in place, like Rani suggested, having a go bag, having a bag ready to go. They might have a phone charger, a blanket, spare clothes, undies, and toiletries, and all that sort of stuff in that bag. So things like that. It's really, if you don't stress out and put too much, don't focus too much. It's things that you guys already know. I'm sure a lot of you've got a lot of experience in whichever in life um, already, so you will have a lot of knowledge about what you need or what people need in crisis situations. Okay. So let's just have them hands up again, the digital hands up for those who are going to complete the role play tonight, and then I'll start putting you guys into your pairs. Now, before I do that, can you all press that record button so I can give you that option? I can give you access to record. Thank you.
I've got to shoot off. I've got to go see me kids.
All good, Ronnie.
And
Have a good
I'll
night.
see you next week.
See you, mate. Okay, I've got 3 so far.
Just a reminder, mine doesn't work, and that's
All right,
Jackie.
I'm gonna, yeah, James is gonna pair up with you. So
Okay, thank you.
I've got 4 so far. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out of you, 8. It's 8 now, is it? Oh, Janine, excellent.
So are we gonna do all of the three today or well,
Just give me a sec, Mickey. I'm gonna explain all that now.
yep, no
All
issues.
right. So, Sam, are you gonna do all 3 tonight?
Yes.
Dashika?
Yes, I'll do all 3.
Yasmin?
Yes, I will do all 3.
Uh, James?
Yeah, I'll try and attempt all 3, yeah.
Jackie, you'll do all 3?
Okay.
Deborah?
Sorry, yeah.
I will do all the 3.
Deborah, did you say you're gonna do 1?
Yeah, just the first one for me, please.
All right, so I'll pair you up with Mickey.
Okay.
Diane, this is Janine. I had my hand up about the recording.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
not sure. Yeah, sorry,
Awesome.
not. I've just signed up yesterday, so this is all very new to me. I'm
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
lost.
All good. Have you been here the whole session?
I missed the first 20 minutes.
That's all right. So pretty much the most stressful part of all this whole thing is the role plays.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to organize that now. So for the new guys, I know it's easy for me to say, don't stress. Don't stress. It's nothing. It's just having a conversation, 5 to 10 minutes with someone about in a scenario. It's really not that much of a big deal. You're gonna don't If you come to the live classes, you don't have to spend time worrying about how you're going to organize this at home, how you're going to do this. You don't have anyone to help you because some of the role plays you're going to need 3 or 4 people in the role play. So if you come to our live classes, you're going to have the opportunity to do all the role plays in the class. Okay.
Mm.
And during the classes, I go through the whole thing from the start to finish. So I'll give you guys an example how the role plays are done, like we just did with Rani, and which will give you a better understanding. I'll also explain it thoroughly, go through each role play and explain what needs to be done through each role play. And no one's failed thus far. And if I feel like you haven't met an area, I will then have I won't get you to redo it if you do it in class. I'll just have a one-on-one session with you, discuss some areas, and then pass you, I guess, for that role play. All right, so don't stress. This is the easiest part of the whole thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put you guys in breakout groups. I'm going to leave.
Hey, Kian, sorry, this is Mickey.
Yep. Yeah, Mickey?
Yeah, just one more thing because today I only gonna have like one role play. So I would assume that I will be finishing much easier. So I will be leave the breakout room. So in that case, is it possible after I finish the first role play, you can put me as like a seating audience, like say for Sam's group. So I'm just gonna kind of just familiarize of the role play, and so I can complete the another 2 in the next week, something like that. Is that possible?
Yeah, I can't put you in another group, but you can come back to the main page and there'll be I'm gonna leave 2 guys here to do role plays. So
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna have
Anyone will do it.
James and Jackie will stay here and do
Okay.
the role plays so
Yeah.
everyone can watch.
Yeah.
Is that all right, James and Jackie? They'll have the cameras turned off.
Yeah, no worries.
Awesome.
Hey, James.
And that way you don't have to record. I got the recording on now. So James and
Okay.
Jackie, you don't have to record. Recording will be here. So what I'm
Thank
going to do
you.
now is put Mickey and Deborah, so you guys can do your one role play together. Make sure you got
Yeah.
one of these record.
Yeah.
All right, let me just do these bracket. This is my favorite part of the night, doing breakout groups. Let's go.
Okay.
I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right, so I've got Nikki and Deborah. Where's Deborah? There she is. Okay, and then group 2, I'll do Sam and Dashika. So let's do Shika and Sam. Excellent. All right, and the third group will be Yasemin and Alec. Alec. Yes. Perfect. Alec and Yasemin. And that's it. So,
You missed Adrian, I think.
oh, Adrian wants to do it too, does he? Adrian, did you want to do?
You know, I'd probably be confident in giving that a go, but the thing is, I haven't read the report, so I'm just wondering, should I just leave it till next time? And a second thing is, like, you guys made it look pretty cool, pretty easy, but if I was using family members and that, they just wouldn't have that information as.
Yeah. Look, why don't you prep a little bit more and then we'll do it at week 3.
Nah, cool, done.
Yeah, so you're still gonna have the opportunity to do it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. No, cheers, good stuff, and good job.
All good. All good. All right, so guys, I'll just put you in them breakout groups. James and Jackie, you guys will hang back and do it here. All right, so make sure you record, please, and make sure you introduce your name and display ID and record to the computer so both screens are visible, please. Okay. Oh, it's not gonna work. They're gonna come back in a second, yeah. All right, guys, I've got to do that again. These breakout groups are killing me. Oh man. I've got to start that again. This is crazy. This is the online learning experience. All right, sorry guys, I had to do that again because you're gonna automatically close in a minute. So I have to start that again.
Yeah, you brought us back.
Yeah, I had to because it was gonna close in a minute. So I just thought breakout rooms.
Be back in 1 second, Sean.
You said something about recording the screen so that both screens are.
Yeah, if you can.
Screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I go about that?
You need to record to the computer.
Right. Okay.
So Sam, your recordings have been fine because you've been recording to the computer, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. So yeah, I just had to start the breakout groups again. I just have to restart the times. So it's all good now. Breakout rooms close automatically after. Good, that's taken off. Okay. Good luck, guys. All right. Before James and Jackie start, did anyone else have any questions before we do these guys start their role plays? No? All good. So if you can please just turn your cameras off so the guys don't get nervous or anything like that or distracted, it'll be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your patience tonight. Jackie, you ready to go?
So I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, just 1 sec. Sorry, I'm just getting my license.
All good.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys in your, for your own on your own devices. So just remember, I'm recording, so don't worry about recording. Introduce yourself. So you guys got to do 6 role plays.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So one of it, you got to play Michelle Donahue at least once. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys know how to do it. Minimum of 5 minutes, please. All right. Good luck. I'll see you guys at the end.
Thanks. Do you want to go first or you're mute?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first.
Okay, cool.
All right. My name is James Steele. I'm here to do. Oh, what was it again? 1 second. Sorry. The role play for CHCDFV001. There's my license. Okay. So, hello, Diane. I'm Michelle, and I just want you to know that you're in a safe space, and everything here at First Access is confidential. And I want you to know that we're here to support you, and that you're not alone. And you do not have to go through this by yourself. Whenever you feel ready, I'm here to listen.
Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, it's been pretty overwhelming. I really wasn't sure if I should even come or even be talking about what's going on.
That's honestly understandable, and you don't have to have all the answers right now. Just take your time and just know that whatever you say stays here between us, and that I'm here to support you without judgment.
Thank you. That's really good to hear. Yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking, being here to talk about it for the first time.
Yeah, no, it all comes it all comes at a price, really. It is hard to speak about your feelings, and especially when it comes down to a loved one.
Yeah, so I guess, uh, well, I can go into some detail about what's been happening if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. As I said, I'm here to listen without judgment.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just start from the start. Sam and I have been together for, 10 years or something. Sam's pretty, how do you say, he's got a strong personality, and I did love that about him. But he's always just been really emotionally abusive. And at first, I sort of took it, thought it was, playful and joking. But yeah, over time, I've realized it's controlling, it's belittling, and it's really just wearing me down, to be honest. Um, I think that when he drinks, it makes it worse. It's made him more aggressive. Yeah.
Look, that doesn't sound like you're in a good position there. Um, it sounds like it's really incredibly difficult, Diane, and it sounds like you're a bit trapped and maybe you feel a bit unsafe.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the safest at this time. Like 2 nights ago, he did come home drunk and I don't know, maybe under the influence of I'm not sure what. Um, but he was throwing things and shouting, and he did actually harm me, like he hit me a few times, and my kids did see it. I've got, some bruises and, some injuries due to that at the moment, my arms and things like that. It's so sore I can barely move it, but I can't go to my own GP. I'm scared he would find out.
Look, that's no good. Really, it's nobody deserves to feel that trapped and that unsafe. And I want you to know that you're not alone and your feelings are definitely valid. Um, so what I could do is I could I could transfer you through to have an appointment with one of our GP. His name is Dr. Fitzroy. If you'd feel comfortable with seeing him, I'd be more than happy to facilitate an appointment with him.
Yeah, I do. I would be okay with that. I just really, yeah, I really need to make sure that he can't.
What's going on?
Hey, so yeah, I'm
All
so
good?
sorry. I think there's something wrong with our whole trip, the switch trip.
Okay,
The
I'm gonna
one
leave you
line.
guys. All good.
Okay, right.
Sorry, can we pause for a second?
No, we'll keep going, guys. Apologies. I just had to go to the quickly.
That's okay. Just wanted to check. Sorry. Yeah, okay. I think, it really would be a good idea for me to go. Thank you for reassuring me there about Dr. Fitzroy. Because yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. So yeah, I would be happy to see somebody that you're suggesting.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I would like to do is I will give Dr. Fitzroy a call and I will make sure that I can get an appointment at his earliest convenience, which would probably be sometime next week if that's fine with you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, just as long as you've like you said, it's all confidential and nobody will find out. I'm happy to see a practitioner for sure.
Yes, it's all 100% confidential, and there's no way that he will be able to find out through us that you are going to see our general practitioner, Dr. Fitzroy.
Okay, thank you.
That's fine. Okay, well, would you like to set up another appointment for before you go and see the GP next week, or would you like to set one up for after?
Maybe we could set one up and what do you think would be more ideal? What's your suggestion?
Well, ideally, I think that it would be good to come after you've seen the GP. Just that way, if you have any thoughts or any feelings that you need to express, I'm here to help.
Okay, yeah, that's good. We can book that in.
All right, no worries. Well, does Wednesday the 11th sound good for you?
Yeah, thank you, Michelle.
Yep, no worries. Okay. Well, thank you, and I will see you on Wednesday the 11th, and please stay safe, and I'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So, would you like to do your Michelle now, and then
That was really well done, by the way, guys. Both of
Yeah,
you.
good one, James.
you.
Yeah, yeah, I can go next. Let me just remember what this unit's called. Oh my gosh.
CHCDFV001.
Okay, cool. Jacqueline Banks, this is my ID. I will be doing the role play for CHCDFV001 for task 1 of 3 of 3, if that makes sense. And I'll be playing Michelle. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Come in. Please have a seat.
Hi, Michelle.
So I understand that you've been through, quite a fair bit recently, and I'm glad you came in today, and I want you to know you're really in a safe place at this time. And yeah, it's in my role to make sure you understand that everything is confidential, and here at First Access, your safety is our main concern.
Yes, I understand. I just don't know where to really start. It just feels like everything around me is falling apart.
Yeah, I can understand that it's been quite overwhelming for you. Would you like to talk to me maybe a little bit about what's happened if you're feeling ready and open to do that?
So I've been with my partner for about 10 years now, and we have two kids, and it's never been right. He's very controlling. He he gets very angry so easily, and it's just not yelling anymore. It's worse, and I just feel trapped.
Yeah, so thank you for sharing that with me, Diane. It's incredibly brave for you to begin to speak about these instances you're experiencing. You know, I'm not going to share anything that you share with me unless I believe that you or your children are in immediate danger. So, opening up about what's happening with you, just want to reassure you that it stays confidential. But what you're describing sounds serious.
Mm, Yeah, I guess it is pretty serious. I just I really want to make sure that my kids are safe. Um, I've really thought about leaving him so many times, but we have two kids, and I really don't want them to lose their dad. I just have nowhere to go.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a little bit concerned, for your well-being. It's a big step coming here. Do you feel your children are safe right now?
Yes, yes. They're with their grandmother right now, in a different town.
Okay, well, that's good news. Keeping them safe is a big priority. I I'm recognizing that you're in like a little bit of pain at the moment. Do you want to talk about that?
I'm I'm just scared if he finds out that I've been talking.
He's not going to find out, but I noticed that you're like clenching your arm and you might have a few bruises. Is that from Sam? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm, thinking you do need some medical attention. And I am aware that you seem very worried about him finding out, that you're even here. So I can offer you a referral to a doctor that we use here at First Access. He's very discreet. His name is Dr. Adam Fitzroy, and he is familiar with the clients that are referred from First Access. But most importantly, he understands the utmost importance of confidentiality. So, if that would ease your mind at all, that Sam wouldn't find out.
Yeah, I do want to talk, but I just really, really don't want him to find out. I'm really scared.
Okay, so Dr. Fitzroy, he won't disclose anything to anyone without your consent. But I could give you a written referral and you could get checked out at some point today or when you're ready if you like.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're open to that. While you're here, I'd also maybe like to plan looking at making a safety plan for you. Do you know what a safety plan is?
So, not really, no.
No? Okay. So basically, we would get together and just, plan for any emergency or any situation where you don't feel safe. And we'd just make a little plan that you can kind of guide yourself off. So things that we could look at would be emergency contacts, safe exits from your house, where you would go, what to pack in a case you needed to leave urgently. Would you like to look into that?
Yeah, that sounds good. I really think that I do need that.
Yeah, so we would look at people you can trust and how to stay safe, and recognize the signs of when Sam is becoming a bit irate and how you can de-escalate or remove yourself from those situations as well.
Yeah, no, that sounds really good.
Okay, great. So I can make an appointment for that. I just want to let you know that we will go at your pace. You don't need to commit to anything right now, but we are here to support you and offer you any extra information of support agencies, any financial counseling or emotional support services where we can. But none of it is set in stone. It's all as you need.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, I'll get you the referral for Dr. Fitzroy, and if you need any transport or support getting there, you can let me know. But we can make another appointment for you to come back if you like and see me after that.
Yeah, I'd like that. Thank you.
Well, great. Thank you, Diane, for opening up, and it's a really big step that you've taken here. So I look forward to seeing you and stay safe.
Yep, thank you. I'll see you next appointment.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job, Jackie. Awesome.
Thank you. Which one's second? It's not all, it's the Priyanka.
Yeah,
I just
Priyanka, yep.
bring up. What did she say? Okay. Oh yeah, this is the big one. Okay. One sec, I just need a water. Sorry, guys.
You're right.
Do we have to re-show our IDs or introduce which part it is?
No, that's fine.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
Just introduce the topic. Just saying what client it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you introduce just the role or
I think
the
Let's say this
CHCD?
is for unit
Us
so for client Diane, Priyanka, or whoever.
Yep, no worries. All right,
Alright.
thank you. So this is the role play number 2 for Priyanka and Michelle for CHCDFV001. I'll be playing Michelle. Hey Priyanka, it's always good to see you. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I guess probably better than when we first met, but also we've got a long way to go. But yeah, yes and no. I'm feeling good, but I'm not feeling good. There's a lot on my mind.
That's 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 fine. If you'd like to speak about what's on your mind, I'm more than happy to sit here and listen.
Okay, thank you. So, well, my husband, he's gone on a work trip, but before leaving, of course, he was, stressed, and when he's stressed, he's blaming me and he's always calling me names. But, now that he's gone, I feel like maybe how do I say? I feel a bit more clear-headed of where I want my future to go. And I guess I've been sort of spending more time with my auntie Jasmine. She listens to me, but also talking to her about it makes me realize I just really don't want to stay in this cycle anymore. Of course, I'm scared still, but yeah, thinking about a life more like normal, stable, more acceptable is, yeah, definitely something that I I think I deserve, or I'm looking in the direction of following.
That's that's good to hear that you're willing to take that big step forward. It's honestly very powerful to hear. Um, so you've honestly been handling so much for so long that acknowledging where you're at is a really big step forward, and it's really good to see that you're taking that initiative. And I'm glad that you have a secondary support system that can help you get through these tough times.
Yeah, I'm really starting to like I'm wanting to look for a life where I'm safe and maybe get a job because, you know, he won't let me work. And I'm just tired of not feeling like a part of society. I'm just really tired of, yeah, just being me. I want to live a life where it's more than that. So, and not constantly feeling attacked or on edge. I guess that's why I'm here. I'm nervous about it, but I would like to look at what my options are in trying to keep myself safe.
So there are actually a, a few support groups that we could send you to. There's some counselors. There's what I would like to send you to is a woman support group. Just that way you know that you're not alone in what you're going through, and knowing that your feelings and emotions are very valid in this current situation.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to um, find people maybe in, you know, that have been through it or what steps they took as well as a support group. But again, I'm still scared of what might happen if he finds out, but I do want to look towards leaving and what that looks like and how I can do it with, you know, being safe. Yeah, I'm
That's
pretty stressed about it, but I would like to look at that.
that's honestly completely understandable. Look, you deserve peace and you deserve to not be walking around on eggshells every day. And I'm more than happy to help you take a small step forward in your big journey.
Thank you. I guess your advice on what steps I could take would be, I guess, invaluable at this point. I'm open to, yeah, what you might have to recommend in that situation.
Well, there are women's refuges that we can look into that
Mhm.
that gives you a stable place to reside until further notice. There is no male contact allowed on site, so
Mhm.
that ensures that he cannot come there and disturb your presence. Otherwise, the police can be called and they can recollect on your behalf.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I can yeah, look into that and thank you for those options. I'm not sure exactly what to do yet, but I'm definitely happy to find out the options and what they are and where I can look to.
That fear is completely valid, and leaving can be a very complex thing. And planning ahead is the key to ensuring your safety. And together we'll map out the steps where you can go, who you can lean on, how to protect yourself through this process. You're not alone.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. So, you know, as you said, like we can map out something. What would that look like? What do I need
Well,
to do for that?
we can we can possibly create a safety plan, and also we, as I said, we can look into a spot in the women's refuge for you. That way you feel safe and accommodated. Um, Obviously your kids can come with you as well.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'd
the
love to do that. If we could book in an appointment to go over a safety plan, that would make me feel a bit at ease to know I have something to lean on and, you know, in the moment of need I can refer to.
Yeah, sure. So just because the support plan does take a little bit to do, so possibly when's your earliest convenience to be able to come in and we can do the support plan together?
I can probably come by before the end of the week if that's okay, before my
Yep,
husband gets back.
yep, that's fine. We can definitely make sure that process is somewhat quick for you. That way you can if you feel like you need to leave the premises immediately, you can do that, and there's that safety plan in structure for you to be able to do so.
Okay, thank you, Michelle. That would be really helpful.
That's fine. We are here to support your every move, and as I said, you're not alone, and every feeling that you have is very valid.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's fine. Thank you. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the end of this week for the next appointment.
Thank you.
All good. Thank you. So yeah.
Good job.
Now you just cheers. Now you just do your Michelle for the Priyanka, and then we'll do the
Yeah.
Oliver one.
Okay. What is this? I think it's task 3 for CHCDFV001. Jacqueline Banks, and I'll be playing Michelle. And this is with the client Priyanka. Okay, hi Priyanka. It's really good to see you today. How are you feeling?
I'm actually doing a lot better. So my husband's out on a work trip, and he still belittles me. He still calls me names, but I feel like I'm getting a bit stronger because of it.
You know what? I feel like I can hear a lot of strength in your voice even as you're expressing that. Despite the stress, I can feel that you're starting to maybe see a way out here or something different for yourself.
Yeah, so I've been spending a lot more time with my auntie Jasmine lately, and she just reminds me all the time that I deserve better. And honestly, I've been fantasizing about a different life for a while now, and I'm thinking about taking that big step to do so.
Yeah, you know what, that Priyanka, that's pretty brave. It really sounds like you're starting to find your sense of self again. I'm proud of you for recognizing that, and with Jasmine's help, she's right. You do deserve safety and to be happy and have freedom. Um, would you feel ready to start looking at how we can make a bit of a plan on how to prepare for when you're ready for that, like a safety plan?
That sounds good, and honestly, the freedom and the peace, that's what I'm dreaming of right now.
Yeah, and it's what you deserve. It's, just you're so wonderful. This is not what you deserve. It's not how anybody should live. So I am happy to move at your pace, but working on, some plans on how to get you to remove yourself from that environment, I think would be one. It'd probably make you feel even stronger because you've got something to lean on if that's something you're interested in.
I am, but I'm afraid of the consequences, though. What if he finds out before that I'm ready to leave, and what if I can't do it?
It's completely valid that you have those fears. Um, I completely understand. We would go at your pace, but I just want to remind you everything that you say here is confidential. Again, unless I think there's a serious risk of harm to you or somebody else. But your rights and safety are my priority. As your counselor, I'm legally and ethically bound to protect your privacy. So, with that in mind, does that give you any sort of sense of security? Like that he wouldn't find out, not by us, and we could, be discreet with any plan we do come up with for your safety.
Yeah, okay, that does sound good. So, what do we do first?
So there's a few things that go into a safety plan. We can finalize one at another appointment, but sorry. We would start by identifying people in your life that, you could contact in an emergency. Do you have anybody like that?
Only my auntie Jasmine.
Yeah, okay. Does she know about what's going on, like the fact that you're thinking of leaving and maybe.
Yeah, she always reassures me that I should do this and that I deserve better.
Okay, great. It's great that you have that support from somebody. So things like transportation, if you needed to get somewhere, do you have a car?
My auntie Jasmine does, yes.
Okay, it's great that you've got some of these things already, set up. There would be, if you needed to leave, you've got Jasmine who could pick you up, but do you have any money or anything put aside or any important documents stored somewhere?
I have my important documents, but I don't really have any money put aside as I don't have a job. He doesn't let me, and he's very controlling over our funds.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. I can imagine, yeah, it would be difficult to get money put aside. But your important documents, even if you make copies and you put them somewhere safe, maybe with Jasmine, I think that's, important. And then I know you said you have Jasmine, but we could also list some important contacts for you, like emergency services and the support shelters. If you're worried about them being found, I can help you memorize them. Do you think like that would be okay if we made an appointment to go over those and sort of document it a bit further?
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Well, we can we can make an appointment for that. I think it's really important to note that this is a big step and, it's not an easy decision to make. Um, but we do have a lot of connections with services to help and support women leaving abusive situations. And they do offer emergency, accommodation and transport. And I just want to let you know that you are not alone. Um, and I'm going to be here every step. But, we could book our session in for 2 weeks or earlier and review your safety plan.
That would be good. I'd possibly like to do it before he comes back from his work trip. Just that way I don't have to deal with the abuse from him and all the name calling. I know I said that I'm getting stronger because of it, but it still is belittling and I don't want to have to deal with that.
That's totally understandable. I will make time for, before the end of this week, and we can definitely continue. Again, it's taken a huge step today, and yeah, you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Priyanka. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Good work. Good work, guys. Excellent.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
I didn't look at this one much, so I'm just going to keep up the role play instructions mostly there for Oliver. Sorry.
Oh, good. 1 second. Sorry. So my name's James Steele. I'm here to do the final role play of the three, Oliver and Michelle from CHCDFV001. I'll be playing Michelle. Hey Oliver, thanks for coming in again. How are things going for you lately?
I'm not doing too well. I feel like Max is following me. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. It's making me really anxious. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not even sure if I don't know if he's following me here or following me home, or I'm just not really sure.
Mm, That's not good. That sounds really stressful, and I'm honestly really sorry that you're experiencing that. And you should feel comfortable and respected in your workplace. And we take situations like this seriously. Would you like to tell me more about what's been happening?
Yeah, look, like last week, he took me out for Thai. We had a great time. We went back to his place, but then, next morning, got himself ready, didn't pay any attention to me, rushed me out. And yeah, I felt like I didn't exist. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't like the way he made me feel that day.
That must have been really frustrating for you. Um, just know that your feelings are very valid in how you feel. Um, would you like to elaborate on what happened after that?
Yeah, a couple days later, he apologized and invited me out again. And I thought it was going to be, the two of us. And then when I got there, he was already with his mates. They barely acknowledged me. I felt like I didn't exist all over again. I was ignored. And then, it was making jokes about me in front of people, like, had enough action for one night, like kind of pushing me off. I felt like humiliated, like he was trying to get rid of me to go home. And yeah.
That's not good. That must have been really difficult for you. You must have felt really excluded and disrespected and very isolated. May I ask, have you felt safe around Max recently, or
You know, not really, but I'm just starting to like fully realize he's a bully. I'm scared to leave him. He's threatened me before, told me if I ever leave, he'd probably kill me. And yeah, I'm scared that he's going to come to my place or show up here. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just always watching, always feel like I'm being followed. Yeah, I just have no peace.
that's honestly very concerning, Oliver. You absolutely shouldn't be feeling this intimidated or unsafe. And I want to reassure you that we will take the steps to address this. And if you're open to it, we can discuss a support plan to ensure that you're more supported and just in a better environment. Would that be something that you're comfortable with?
I don't know if I don't know if I need it or if I'm ready, or it's probably not even that bad. What's it look like doing that?
So that's completely understandable, and we can take things at a pace that works for you. In the meantime, I can provide some resources, so workplace meditation options, some professional support, and some guidance on navigating the conflicts. Would you be open to reviewing them?
Yeah, I think I could. Yeah, I think I would be okay. Yeah, we could look at it. We could really look at it and maybe talk more about it.
That's good. That sounds good, Oliver. And I'm glad that you're open to looking into this. And just know that I'll be here to support you however you need. You don't have to deal with this alone.
I appreciate that, Michelle. Yeah, it's all been a lot, but I'd be happy to maybe talk about it more next session.
You're very welcome, Oliver. And if you would like, I can check in with you discreetly just to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle.
No, that's fine. So would you like to make another appointment here with me today, or would you like to
No, I
until you get through
definitely
a bit.
think I need to come back, and I think, if I have some time to think about it, I would be okay and open to looking at the things you suggested.
Yeah, that's fine, Oliver. Just remember that you're supported and you don't have to go through this alone. We we can get through this. You, if you just let us help and guide you through this, we can really help with the way that you're feeling.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you
That's
having the
fine.
time for me today.
That's fine, Oliver. So when would you like to make an appointment?
Yeah, just, probably within a week would be good for me.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll talk to the the office, the front office, and I'll get them to book an appointment for you for next week, and we'll go from there. Would you like it to be a morning or an afternoon?
Morning's fine.
Yep. Okay, no worries. Well, take care and stay safe, and I'll talk to you next appointment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Cheers.
Okay. Jacqueline Banks, I'm gonna be doing task 6 or the role play 6, CHCDFV001. I'll be playing Michelle and the client is Oliver. Okay. Hi Oliver, it's really good to see you again. How are you doing today?
Honestly, not great. I keep feeling like Max is watching me and he's waiting for me to mess up, and it's just making me really anxious, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Oliver, that's really not good to hear. Do you feel like he's like following you, or like, do you feel safe here right now?
I honestly don't know. I don't know if if he is following me. He he could be outside, and I don't know how to deal with this.
Okay, well, I'm really sorry to hear this, Oliver. It sounds incredibly stressful, and I just want to really reassure you that you are safe here at First Access. We do have safety measures in place, and I'm going to notify the staff so that they're aware and can be alert in case he is following you, um, and just so that they can be alert. Uh, but if you ever do feel unsafe while you're here, please let me know and we can work on that. Because First Access, your safety is our main priority while you're here. Um, but I'll let them know to keep an eye out. Would you mind telling me a little bit about what's happening with Max? Like what's got you feeling this way?
Yeah. So last week he took me out to our favorite restaurant, and we had a great night, honestly. We went back to his place afterwards, but the next morning he just ignored me completely, and he made his own breakfast. He didn't offer me anything, not even a coffee, and he he just rushed me out, and I just felt very pushed. Um,
That's really disheartening to hear. It feels like, it sounds like you felt quite hurt over that. What else happened? What happened after that? Was there anything else?
well, so it just reminded me of how my dad used to treat my mum like she didn't exist. Then a couple of days later, he apologized, and I felt obligated to accept his apology. And so he invited me out for a drink, and I thought it was just going to be the two of us. And then when I got there, um, it it was um he was already there with his friends, and they just barely acknowledged me. Max ignored me most of the night, and then he made a joke about me in front of everyone, something like, "This guy's had enough action for the night," and they just all laughed, and I felt very humiliated, so I just left.
Wow, that must have been extremely painful, especially after he's apologized for, making you feel the way you did previously. It really sounds like he's trying to make you feel smaller than anything. Like he's really belittling you. I'm sorry you experienced that. That is, nobody deserves that. Do you feel, other than, the sort of the mind games he's currently playing, do you feel physically safe around Max?
If I'm being honest, no, I don't. I, I still care about him though, but
Like,
I'm starting to realize that he's a bit of a bully, just like my dad was, and now I'm scared to leave him. He's threatened me before, told me if I ever leave that he'll kill me, and I'm just scared that he'll come to my place or show up here and hurt me. And he's big and he's strong, but I'm just always watching to make sure that he's not following me.
I appreciate you opening up to me with that information. What you're describing, it's very serious, and in no way is it okay that you feel all these emotions due to one person and their actions. You deserve to be feeling safe, and being confident in yourself. And I feel like all these things are being taken away from you. Um, you don't deserve to be threatened or feel afraid at any time in your life. So I want you to know that you're not alone. Um, we could develop a safety plan, something practical, and if and when you're ready, we could go over some things like that if you would be open to it.
Maybe. I'm just not sure that if I'm ready yet.
And you know what? That's completely understandable. It's a big thing to, you're already processing all the feelings that you've been feeling. Big step talking about it. Um, we will go at your pace. I'm not going to push you. But in the meantime, I can definitely give you some support services, anything that can help you if you decide you needed help or if you're in a serious situation. And then when and if you're open to having a look at a safety plan, then we can definitely schedule that.
I'll have a think about it. Maybe we can talk about it more in our next session.
Absolutely. As I said, this is your journey at your pace. I'm here to support you, and just know that you're not doing it alone.
Thanks, Michelle. I think that'll be all for me today. I think I'm ready to go home.
Okay, well, I'll take you out and make sure you're okay to leave and that there's nobody there.
Thank you. I'll see you next session.
All right, thanks, Oliver.
Thank you.
Hey, well done, guys. Excellent work. I'll send you guys assessment feedback tomorrow.
Thank
You've done really well. Good work.
Did we pass?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, good. Yeah, Yasmin?
We just had some technical issues. Are we able to go back into room 3 just to finish off?
Yeah.
But you need to give us permission to record though, because we
yeah.
went back in, but we couldn't record.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Did you record the other ones?
The first one, yeah, it worked. It ended up ultimately working. But when you put us back in a second time, we didn't have permission, so we had to come out again.
How many more role plays do you have left?
We've got 2, but we're going to be all right, I think. No?
2 clients or just one?
2 each.
2 each.
Yeah, it won't have enough time.
Can we do 1 at least?
You can, or you can save it for next week if you want. You can do them next week.
I'd love to. I don't know.
We'll do yours, Yasmin.
Is that okay? I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
want
all
to
right.
get it over and done with. I really do.
All right. Why don't you just do it here?
No,
No?
I don't want to do it. I want to do it here.
All right, let me just fix that up then.
Sorry.
It's all right. And yes, okay.
Sorry, I have to go and put myself to
Yeah,
bed.
go for it. Yeah, have a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
See ya.
Does anyone have any questions? Otherwise, that's it for the night. All good. I'll see you guys next week. We'll cover assessment 1 and 2, and then again we'll do role plays in the last week.
Okay, no worries. Thanks, Kay, and have a good week.
All right.
I've got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. Firstly, how do I say your name?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Okay.
Yeah.
My name's Kurt. Again, I've got to fix it because it's got my PC name.
Yeah, all good.
So I started the class at the start of the year, but due to some personal issues, I haven't been in class. So I'm way behind on assessments and role plays. Is that something I talk to my learning support officer about in order to catch up with role plays?
Yeah. So what they're going to tell you is to connect the Discord.
Yeah.
And connect with learners who need to do role plays as well. And there'll be heaps of guys there that need to do role plays, the same role plays as you, and you just got to help each other out in playing each role. You can also, I don't know if you're in the group chat with the Discord.
I'm in the Discord chat now. I just joined.
Excellent.
So is that something we can record over Discord itself and then submit?
I don't know how Discord works. I don't know if
we can stream our camera and our voice through Discord, and then
look, I don't know anything about recording on Discord. I recommend Zoom,
like a private Zoom call.
Yeah, do
a
Zoom meeting, and make sure both the screens are recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and I just work through my assessments and the recordings of the class just to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll talk to my LSO about all this. Thank you for.
Yeah, you can call LSO, but they won't tell you much different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. I just thought there was like a procedure to this catch up, but I guess I'll just have to do the work.
You got to do it in your own time, because it's adult learning in the end. It's you got to put the work in yourself. I'm happy to, if you want to reach out to me, if you want to do a couple of role plays with me just to get you started.
Yeah, I might try that if you're willing.
Just email me.
Yeah.
We'll organize a time.
All right, thanks for that. I appreciate that.
That's all right. All right. Anyone else have any questions? No. All right, you guys, you can head off for the night. I'm just going to wait for the other two guys so I can close the Zoom session. So have a good night, and I hope to see you guys next week.